Nerds, geeks, dork, otaku. Hey YouTube, over the past few months, tons of outlets, Time Magazine, Wired Magazine, a bunch of typically nerdy places have been calling nerds way too mainstream. And this is something I do not call a bad thing. I should start by saying that I'm a pretty giant nerd. And I mean like giant nerd. And being nerdier than most, I tend to make a lot of references. And nerd culture being mainstream makes it a lot easier for me just to make references around friends. So when I was preparing for the opening thing, Bob, where I was showing different type of dorky and nerdy things, I needed a comic book. So I went to my shelf and took out a few comic books so I could do the thingy. The comic books I pulled out, you might have heard of. Just might have. There's a small chance. I mean, I have here X-Men First Class. I have Captain America. And I have Thor. Those three comic books were pulled completely out of random. I mean, you probably heard of them. You might have seen some major motion pictures for them or something. The only way I could have honestly made it better if I pulled out a Green Lantern comic as well. I'm actually a little upset I didn't. And when I can say that my friend's glasses look a lot like Cyclops, I don't look like a complete antisocial fool. The two articles I'm mainly referring to when I made this video and I was thinking of making this video are both about one thing, and that nerds are becoming very, very mainstream. They were on opposite sides though. The Times magazine one was a lot more pro-nerd, and that, yeah, it's a good thing that nerds have become more popular. I can walk into a restaurant. I think they used an example of I can walk into a restaurant reading a comic book and no one will look at me that weirdly. But on the other side, otaku, the otaku one, the Wired magazine one, was saying I don't want to be a nerd anymore. I don't want to be part of this culture. And for me, if you don't want to be part of the nerd anymore just because it's cool to like Legolas or Aragorn, is a little bit superficial in my opinion. And if you enjoy something, you shouldn't give it up just because other people like it. You should actually be happy because other people get to enjoy it. I mean, it's a good thing that nerd culture is popular. I am for one glad that when I go to college and I'm in club, there are 30 other people in the anime club. Or that I'm not the only person in the world that listens to Wizard Rock, and I can mention Wizard Rock. Or that now kids are actually trying to learn and become a little bit more intelligent thanks to nerd culture. And people are calling this a bad thing. I call this a very good thing. This is the type of society that I personally want. I don't want people to like gun chases and all this garbage. Fantasy is what's cool in my mind. Comic books are what's cool in my mind. Anime is what's cool in my mind. And for people to actually enjoy what I enjoy, that's something very special to me.
But hey, tell me what you think down below.